And welcome back to the Hot Lap. We're talking, yes, surprise, surprise, more Liam Lawson news. Hopefully, this is the last one we have before the Japanese Grand Prix. And Max Verstappen has come out and said, essentially, indicating it is the wrong decision. He's not particularly happy about it. Let's check it out. So, this is Liam Lawson, as you know, and it's both Verstappens have commented on it, but first of all, let's talk about the Jos Verstappen. And he says, I really hope you do a fantastic job. He deserves to be in F1. That's Jos Verstappen official Twitter. Yeah. Neither Verstappen seemed to be happy with it. This is the article. Verstappen disagreed with Red Bull's Lawson decision, which I think is interesting. So Helmut Marko confirmed that Max Verstappen has disagreed with Red Bull swapping Liam Lawson for the Racing Bull's Yuki Tsunoda after just 2 rounds. I think a lot of people, even the ardent Tsunoda fans, must be like, yeah, that's weird though. After 2 rounds, weird. So Red Bull made the call, obviously, after Liam Lawson failed in Albert Park and failed in China, at least from their point of view. So, and they said eagle-eyed observers may have caught a discreet glimpse of Verstappen's opinion on him liking the Guido van der Garde tweet, which we spoke about yesterday. And does that mean Verstappen would have preferred to continue with Lawson? Now, asked by Motorsport's sister publication, Formula1.de, in an exclusive video interview, whether this is a fair conclusion based on this Instagram, Marko confirmed that conclusion is correct. And he did express that, as in Verstappen did express that he did not want Lawson to leave. He said, but we explained to Max that in order to win the championship, we have to do everything we can to have 2 cars in the top 10. Let's be fair, as we mentioned, that does come with a massive caveat, though, as in Yuki Tsunoda doing better than Liam Lawson. And you need to do significantly better than Liam Lawson to make a difference in that. So we all know that Red Bull's second car has had visible weaknesses. And Verstappen has single-handedly earned his 4th world title on 24. As Sergio Perez spent, just 91 out of the 1,113 laps in the top 5. But it may not be Perez's fault we're finding out so much that it may be the other car. Still, Verstappen did make a case for his New Zealand teammate, as Red Bull pondered its options. It said Max argued that the car is very difficult to drive and that if the car were better, Lawson's performance would improve as well. Natural. Marko explained, of course, we're working on further development, but at the moment, it's hard to predict how quickly that will come. Now, as you know, Red Bull, other than Sergio Perez, if you take him out of the equation, they're fairly ruthless with their drivers. And Lawson was Verstappen's 4th teammate since Daniel Ricciardo, and his 3rd teammate in 4 races. Imagine that. That's a crazy stat, isn't it? That's absolutely insane. Still the last driver to... Daniel Ricciardo is still the last driver to realistically match the Dutchman. However, Marko is keen to argue that the wording this decision as a demotion is inaccurate. Well, that's utter bull, isn't it? Let's be fair, but let's see what he says. First of all, he's not being demoted. He's moving to Racing Bulls, the number 2 team, the junior team. But he's not being demoted. Yeah. Okay, Helmet. Which is very, very competitive car and much easier to handle than the RB21. Oh, God, this guy's full of tosh. The change happened after a start that I'd say was rather unfortunate. The 3rd practice session in Australia was cancelled. It wasn't, but Lawson was unable to go due to reliability issues. So I guess for Lawson it was cancelled. And that's where the problems began. That naturally affected Liam's confidence, he said. Unfortunately, things continued in China, which also had a sprint race. Again, only 1 practice session. He said, back to the topic of being demoted, we mentioned Gasly. He later came into strong form and is now a very successful Grand Prix driver with Alpine. No help from Red Bull, though. No way was he allowed to go back being promoted to the team, even though it looked good. The same applies to Albon. No help from Red Bull. That's all Albon. That's all Gasly. This guy's insane, isn't he? Everyone had the same fate next to Max, but they bounced back and found their form again in a less competitive environment. Yeah, that's 100% on Gasly, 100% on Albon. You're talking absolute rubbish again, Helmut Marko. So at least he's going to get his chance to regroup. There were initially talks regarding Franco. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Nope, I'm not. Yep. Excuse me, a live sneeze here on the Hot Lap. But although there were talks regarding Alpine reserve driver Franco Colapinto, that's most likely initiated by the Argentine's driver cam. Get him in the news, get him in the news. Yeah, it wasn't going to happen, was it? So this obviously Jos Verstappen makes clear Lawson's declaration after the demotion. That's obviously him with the tweet. Completely agree. This one made me really sad. This is Liam Lawson at his school. There he is. Look at him. Look at him with the baby face. Liam presented his information using good volume. He was able to make the audience interested and answered question on his chosen job, a racing driver, which Red Bull are trying their best to destroy his dream. Liam Lawson. Now, Liam Lawson has come out and he has said, being a Red Bull racing driver has been my dream since I was a kid. It's what I've worked towards my whole life. It's tough, but I'm grateful for everything that's brought me to this point. To every one of you who stood by me, thank you for all the support. It means the world. Thank you, Visa Cash App, for the warm welcome. I'm excited and ready to go to work at one of my favourite places. Nice and kind of humbly. These is apparently the Red Bull drivers for the next few races. You've got Lawson, Sonoda, Hadjar. Oh, it just goes, and it ends with Helmut Marko for the Austria United. Yeah, that's fairly accurate, I'd imagine, the way Red Bull are going. Least number of race starts as a Red Bull driver. Welcome, Liam Lawson. 2, Robert Dornbos. 3, Liuzzi 4, Gasly 12, Daniel Kvyat 21, Alex Albon 26, and Christian Klein 28. Wow. I mean, wow. Helmut Marko, and this is what racer. We know Max is not happy, but we need 2 cars at the front. Yuki does not guarantee that, but I guess it gives them a better chance, and I hope Yuki, I mean, imagine if he wins the Japanese Grand Prix is on the podium. I would love that. Not only for the Constructors' Championship in relation to the 2 cars, but also to help Max to his 5th world title. Then you can achieve more strategically in races. He said, we can use Yuki's experience and form now. That counts at the end of the day. That is to the advantage of the team, and also means the advantage of Max. And it's been said that Yuki's got it for the rest of the year. But let's see. I mean, it's Red Bull. There is a massive but there, isn't there? But Yuki has it for the rest of the year. But if you made it to the end, please give us a subscribe. If you are not already subscribed, that would be amazing. You just watching it is more than enough for us. But if you want to make that difference, and it does make a difference for us, hit that like button, comment below, let us know what you think. But until then, speak to you soon. Thank you very much for watching, and above all else, stay safe.